What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, then you wouldn't have seen how strong Cramorant is right now in the Go Battle League, but it is such a complicated Pokemon that I wanted to showcase it once again here today. It's a pick here, unlike any other Pokemon we've ever seen, has a form-changing gimmick. It's so complicated, but it's a lot of fun to use, so if you didn't watch yesterday's video, make sure to watch that before you watch this one. But I'm going to pair it up today with a Guzzlord Tinkaton core. I feel like this is actually a pretty strong team here. I don't see a lot of Guzzlords recently in GBL, but I still do think it's a pretty strong Pokemon. Tinkaton, obviously one of the best picks in the game, and I think Cramorant will round out this team pretty well. So let's hop into the Go Battle League, try to find some matches here, and we can see if Cramorant's going to work out as much today as it did yesterday. It was pretty fun to use, but I mean, I'm still, as I said, not the best user of Cramorant just yet. But looks like we got Instinct Q, so not too bad. Seismitoad on the lead. Kind of like a 50-50 on if this is good or not for us, saying they have Icy Wind, but we also have a Tinkaton in the backline that doesn't want to see this. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how much damage we can do here with a Brutal Swing, but Icy Wind will debuff my attack stat, so maybe they shield the first move. No, they do let that go. All right. So likely they're going to build up a lot of energy to make sure that if I do swap out, they can throw energy against us, but by not instantly Icy Winding, they actually just gave me the opportunity here to potentially get a lot more undebuffed damage against them. Now, I'm actually going to do a play here where I go for an alignment throw on my Brutal Swing because I want to make sure they don't, like, catch on us or anything. I don't think they're going to swap out just then, so I'll go for the move instantly, guarantee either a shield or potentially get them down low enough I could farm them down later on. And we see them come in with a Fearow here. Maybe not the best counter swap to come in with a Tinkaton, but I mean, it's going to be a spot here where I'm going to avoid the Seismitoad no matter what. And potentially in the back line, I could have more play with my Cramorant. We'll go for the No-Shield on Drill Run. It would do a lot of damage to us. I mean, we just saw it. It did a lot. But you know what I mean. I got to try my best here with Tinkaton to get shields down. And once shields go down, potentially I can have more play with my Cramorant. We'll go for the Gigaton Hammer. Our opponent going to go for the shield. I guess I could have baited that, but that would have been really risky. And they're going to build up a lot of energy here. I'm going to go for a CMP on a Bulldoze. I don't know why, but it doesn't really matter because either way, they are at back-to-back moves right now. Drill Run is going to knock us out from here. And wait, Drill Peck. Okay, well, that also knocks us out. I was going to say, if that doesn't knock us out, then I probably shouldn't have gone for the CMP there, but it's still fine. I think at this point, what I'm going to do is shield this up. They're at 6, so they're going to be at 1 after this charge attack here. They might swap into their Seismitoad, but if they do that, that's fine by me. Because if they do that, they have to throw energy to knock us out. And then I should get the peck down with my Cramorant to come out of this with a decent amount of energy for the final Pokemon. Icy Wind will KO us here, but I don't think this Seismitoad's going to be able to get to another move against Cramorant. I think we peck down. Whoa, dude, what is this camera angle? What the heck, dude? I'm seeing things from like a 1,000 feet away right now. That's kind of incredible, actually. I hope it fixes itself, though. I'm not going to lie. This is insane. Who's going to come in? Fearow might come in, but then I can get myself a fish. Oh, it's a Kingdra instead. Okay. Well, this is going to be an odd spot to be in here because Swift is going to do a lot of damage. But do I want to, like... I mean, man, this is going to be so weird, actually. I'm going to go for the fly. Oh, they actually let that go? I think that's kind of what we needed to do there. Like, landing that move is kind of huge. I can't shield a Swift. I know they're going to get to a Drill Peck, so I do have to let this go. And I have to hope at this point that I can, like, somehow peck everything down this game. And that is going to be a bit of a tall order here, it looks like. Fearow's way too healthy. Man, I mean, that's like, it's close to being winnable here in the backline, but not getting a shield from the guy was not good for us. And like, even though I got my Pikachu here, they're not going to throw a charge attack. They just farm us down. Unfortunate. They played that pretty well. It was a bit of a core breaker lead that we saw there. And honestly, Fearow on this save swap after I got debuffed with Guzzlord was pretty hard to deal with, but I probably could have played that mid game out a little bit better. But that's fine. You know, we'll win this next one for the fans. Guzzlord into Chargebug. Okay, that's not the best lead, but it's not bad. It's kind of where I want to see it. My backline has an even worse time dealing with this Pokemon than Guzzlord does, right? So what I'm going to do here is go for a Brutal Swing after 5. That's good timing. And it also puts him into a very awkward position where I can just go for good timing with one more Dragon Tail into the Brutal Swing. Whereas if they want to get their move off, they have to throw in pretty bad timing here. So we'll see what they do. All right, they are now going to be at back-to-back X Scissors, but because I'm able to force them into pretty bad timing here, it's honestly not all that good for Chargebug. Yeah, look how low on HP they already are. They have to throw on alignment there. That's amazing to see. I could have, like, tried to catch this move or something, but I don't think it's really all that worth it at this point. I feel like once Chargebug is out of the way, my backline's going to be in a better spot. So even though I could maybe try to go for a catch here, it would still be, like, risky if I go for a catch on Cramorant or something. They go for the discharge. That could be bad. X Scissor will knock us out. And since we don't land that Dragon Tail, we'd actually get a pretty decent Fairy Wind down here, which I think is what I'm going to go for. There is a chance there's another thing in the backline that resists Steel-type damage, but even if you do resist Gigaton, it should still do a lot of damage, potentially. And a Mantine comes in here, which is not really the best answer to us. It's not terrible for them, but it's also like, I mean, we do a lot of damage here, right? It's interesting that they are bringing this in now. I wonder what their final Pokemon's going to be. 7, they have a Water Pulse, 8... Okay, so they overfarmed by 1 here. So they're 1 past the Water Pulse, 5 away from the next one. But I survived this pretty comfortably here. And I can probably put them into a farm down range at some point, which would be pretty good for us if I want to, like, Gigaton Hammer and then potentially shield the next one. Or I could try to catch a Water Pulse, too. That could be kind of a scary play, though. If I mess that up, it could be bad. Honestly, I think going for a shield here is not the worst case scenario, but it really does depend on what the final Pokemon's going to be. We'll see, though. Water Pulse going to be properly shielded. That's good. Our opponent switches out into... Okay, this is probably one of the best things I could see here, right? Diggersby in the backline is, like, so bad into Cramorant, it's not even funny. And that was only 8, I believe, so that can't even be anything more than a Fire Punch. Yeah, this is looking pretty bad for them, not gonna lie. Yeah, just Fire Punch. I mean, they could go for, like, a Scorching Sands, too. Oh, I wanted to play that out. Okay, well, good stuff, Cramorant. Unfortunately, they didn't want to showcase just how bad that matchup was going to get for them. But, like, not only do I wall them, but I'd be able to, like, permanently debuff them, and they'd have to go for Fire Punches against us to debuff themselves, so... Yeah, especially not on Quick Attack. Not much they could do there. Interesting team. Interesting team. We figured once Charge Bug was out of the way, potentially Cramorant would be a little bit better, and luckily it actually was pretty good in the backline, so I'll take that one. All right, Guzzlord into Fearow. All right, well, we saw this Pokemon was a little bit tricky earlier on today, but if I can see it here in the lead, this is probably better for us, just because normally ground types could be in the back line that my Cramorant could line up into. Although I guess if that's the case, my Tinkaton is also kind of sad. Brutal Swing is going to get no shielded. Okay, that's a lot of good damage. And they're at 6, so they're only going to be 4 away from their next move, meaning I do have to throw in bad timing to get my move off before they get their next move off. Whoa! Wait, Drill Run's never the play. Maybe they thought I was going to catch? That just does less damage for no reason. We wait a turn to make sure they don't catch on us, and this Fearow is still, in fact, on the field, so we go for the move. Likely this will get a shield. I don't think Fearow wants to let this go at this point. And they're at 5, 6... Alright. What do I want to do? Honestly, I think letting this go could be an alright play. I don't know what's going to be in the backline. Euphis could be back there. And if that's the case, Guzzlord would be so helpful against that. But no matter what here, I think the play is to save shields for my Cramorant. Is that even the case? I don't know. Cramorant likes to no-shield things to get that gimmick working. Maybe I'm using this Pokemon wrong. But you can also just use Cramorant like a normal Pokemon. So I feel like this worked out last game, where we just set up our Cramorant in the back line, and it worked out pretty well for us. They bring in Diggersby. Switch would have been so fun here. Okay, but that's not even that bad for us, right? 3. Oh, man. That's actually kind of a smart play by them. They threw an alignment here to guarantee they get their move off before I end up getting a fish in my mouth. I like that play by them. That's smart. With that said, I do have a fish now, so we'll see if they want to go for the shield here, or if they're going to let this go. Because they know it's only going to be the Surf. I'm not going to go for the bigger attack just yet. Yeah, they do let it go. 3, 4. All right. I mean, if I can save my Cramorant, that's all we necessarily need to win this game. Oh, well, I mean, I know this game was looking pretty good for us, but is that not a little bit premature? I mean, I probably could have found a way to throw that. All right. I mean, I had like a full Gigaton Hammer. Diggersby's not honestly the best way to counter a Tinkaton, but still, like, I was expecting them to play that out a little bit longer at the very least. But yeah, it looks like Cramorant's honestly not that bad into Licky Licky. A pretty clean 2-shot with 2 Surfs there. But that's interesting. I'm surprised they quit as soon as they did. All right, Guzzlord, can we win a lead? Oh, no. We cannot. This is maybe the opposite of a 1 lead. That is one of the worst things I could see here. But we'll swap into our Cramorant here. Our opponent is... Are they lagging? It's hard to tell. I think they might have lagged a little bit this game, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's always hard to tell if it's lag or just, like, visual discrepancies. I think they're at 2 right now here. I'm going to go just straight fly in this matchup, because at this point, with the energy lead that I have here, I should be able to get to 2 flies pretty easily before them, especially if they go on bad timing. I can get to the 3rd fly before their 2nd Shadow Ball. So we'll shield this up, And I'll do 4 Pecks into the Fly here. Honestly, Cramorant's really good neutrally in this matchup. Although, you know, I am up like 5 Pecks here, so I guess I have to keep that in mind. Big Fly. Do we get the shield here, or do they let this go? They go for the shield. Man, this is such a tempting Surf right now. I don't know if that would be a smart play, though, because I'm not sure how much damage a Surf would do to a Jellicent. I want to guarantee the shield or the knockout. If they ended up no-shielding and it doesn't knock out, which they do no-shield, so yeah, I didn't want to risk that. With that said, that Tinkaton could still be kind of scary. Oh, wow. This is going to be such a strange game. What do I do here? Because honestly, my Tinkaton has all the play in the world, whereas my Guzzlord has like almost none. I'm gonna keep my Cramorant around if I can. I guess that's the play I'm going for. We'll go for the Fly here. Our opponent could shield, and they do. Okay, that's good, kind of. I don't know, honestly, because like this Hydreigon does get a lot of energy out of this matchup, but I'm gonna bring in my Guzzlord just because it's so much more useless against the Tinkaton than anything else that I don't want to be in a spot where I'm locked in there, right? I think I need to land a Gigaton Hammer and hope that I can put them into range where a Brutal Swing could knock them out. And then maybe I can win this match. Gigaton's going to hurt, but I don't think a Bulldoze is going to be quite enough to knock us out from here. So we should be in a pretty playable spot as long as our Gigaton puts him as low as I need it to. But it's going to be so strange. Kind of similar teams, I guess, between me and my opponent here. The Tinkaton plus a crazy Dragon Core at the very least. All right. They're going to go for a move. I think it does have to be a Gigaton to knock us out, but maybe I'm wrong here. We will find out. They go for the Gigaton. Smart play. And now what do I want to do here? Dude, these camera angles have been insane today. I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb. I think I need to do that to knock him out. It does do a little bit more raw damage, despite still being resisted. And I need this Tinkaton out of here. If they survive this move, I'm in trouble. They do get knocked out. But, like, if I get knocked out by Fly, obviously I'm also in trouble. Which, honestly, I think a Fly plus a couple more Dragon Breaths could just be enough. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. Hydreigon. Wow. They have Flash Cannon. Right, yeah. I guess that makes sense for, like, anti-fairy coverage. Wow. Wow, wow. Kind of a tricky team comp. But, you know, we almost had play there. But well played to them. That's crazy. All right, Guzzlord into Mantine. Gonna be an interesting lead matchup here. Not great, not terrible. I think what I'm gonna do here, though, is I'm just gonna go for a Brutal Swing, and then I'm gonna swap into my Cramorant. Because if I chip this down a little bit more, it'll be a little bit easier to deal with in the back line. It's not like my Tinkaton doesn't still do a lot of damage despite being basically walled by this thing. 7. Okay, they swap out, actually, into a Licky Licky. Not a terrible Pokemon to see. We actually saw this earlier. It's a pretty playable spot to be in. And if they go for a Body Slam here, they're going to debuff themselves, or a Shadow Ball, right? So we'll see what they want to do. We do land the Surf. That's pretty good. In theory, their best play would be going for the higher damaging move here, but they might go for the Body Slam just to, you know, try to spam out more damage. But I think this is a mistake by them, because now they're going to debuff themselves by doing this. And I should be able to go for a Surf now on potentially CMP. Yeah, they go for the CMP there, which gives me my fish back. So that's even better for us, because I think if they shield this, I might just kill them with the fish. Oh, they don't let me. Okay. Anyway, oh yeah, I have a Pikachu. Never mind. So if they bring in Mantine, they're going to debuff their attack 2 stages. Do they want to do that? Probably not. I wish I could, like, I don't know, save my energy here, but it's not worth it. I'm going to let this go. Debuff yourself all you want, trainer. I don't care at all. This is so interesting. This is like the first time I've shot a Pikachu at someone. Cramorant spits out its prey. I haven't even seen that text before. I haven't been reading, I guess, when it pops up. But now it's a double debuffed Twister. Like, is this even going to put me down to half HP here? I'm not sure it's going to be enough. With that said, I'm still kind of worried there could be like a ground type in the backline. So, whoa. And that's not a ground type, is it? The Shadow Gigalith is insane. That's awesome. It's also very good for me. That is a cool pick. We'll go for the Brutal Swing. They do let it go. But, like, what are they going to do here? I guess they have... I think it's Meteor Beam plus Superpower, right? I'm going to let this go and hope they don't have Earthquake or something. But we'll see. Yeah, just a Superpower. We easily survive that. Oh, man. A lot of top lifts today. But we'll take it. Very cool team. Very cool, like, final Pokemon there. I was never expecting Gigalith. I'll be honest, that is maybe the last thing I would have expected. I thought like a Gastro would have been more likely. Lunala, that's kind of sick. Not shiny, though. Not a bad first set with the team, though. Oh, I can't even throw Pokeballs. I'm so sorry. But yeah, very good first set with the team. Saying that Guzzlord didn't really pick up a lot of, like, really favorable leads. It got, like, some neutral matchups, kind of. But that's about it. So hopefully the next set here we're able to get a little bit more favorable spots to be in. Because, I mean, as fun as it is, being able to come back from bad spots, it's also fun just RPSing people sometimes. So we'll see. We'll see if it works out. And hopefully that big 3-2 doesn't make our Q times go too bad. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's that bad here. We will be seeing our next opponent. Guzzlord into Cramorant. Okay, you know, this will be kind of cool to see how this plays out. I do get my first Brutal Swing off here before they get a fish. And also, they probably don't want to go for the fish in the mouth play, right? They probably want to go for fly against us. So this matchup is kind of weird. They could bait us, though, right? Like, they could bait us with a surf or a dive just to try to get a fish. But if they do that and I no-shield, then I take no damage. I'm gonna let this go. They do fly. That's a smart play. But I survived that pretty well anyway. And we'll see if they want to go for a swap out here. Now, they're going to just stay in and either shield this up or Cramorant will, in fact, go down. Either way, I'm pretty fine with how this is going. They go for the shield. Interesting. Kind of surprised to see that, honestly. Because I'm such a spammy Pokemon. Wow. They let me get to another move here? That's odd. Okay. Well, again, I'm fine with this. I will get pecked down, which is something, I guess. But I'm going to do the classic It's Axe and play here. Wow. Okay. Well, I was going to say I'm going to just invest in 2-shield Cramorant. But, oh, man. There's such a funny thing that's potentially going to happen here. What I want to have happen is I want to knock out this Hippowdon before they get to another Weather Ball. I want that Cramorant to come back in, throw a move against me, and I want my fish to kill them. You know, that's what I want to see happen here. I don't know exactly if everything's going to line up like that, but we'll see. Nice, we do farm them down. Please tell me they bring in the Cramorant. Please, throw a charge attack at me. I want my fish to kill someone. Kill is such a violent word. It knocks... Pokemon don't die. They get knocked out. I'm sorry. But still... You cannot bring in a Diggersby here! Wait, what? That's even crazier than what I wanted to see happen. No, I guess my fish is gonna hurt this guy. Oh, I might see what they're doing right now. Maybe they're trying to make it so the fish gets used here, so now they can come in with their Cramorant. But, like, then I see that coming, and I just snipe him down with a fly. So that's also good. I probably could have surfed even just to get my fish back. I miss my fish. But yeah, that is a pretty bad spot for them to be in, I'm not gonna lie. Luckily in the backline, man, Cramorant was so good once I got rid of their own Cramorant. That was an insane team. I do think a lot of people are going ABB teams, where they just have like 2 Pokemon in the backline, super similar. We saw Double Ground in the backline, right, that game with Diggersby and Hippowdon. I feel like that's so hard to make work sometimes in GBL, though, because if you don't bait out the right Pokemon at the start, like, for example, my Cramorant, then they're in a lot of trouble. All right, Guzzlord into... No, man, another Tinkaton. Well, we'll swap into our bird, and we get met by a bird. Okay. Is this a smart bait? Or is this maybe the dumbest bait in existence? I don't really know. I'll be honest. I want a fish. We're going fishing. Nice. Okay, now I think we're in a pretty playable spot, potentially. But I do have to no-shield this for my fish to get launched at him. I mean, no-shield the surf. That is huge, because now I no-shield a pretty inefficient attack. Dude, I don't know what my brain just thought happened there. I could have sworn, like, their bird caught the fish. But no, they had the fish... This is such a weird mirror match. Anyway, Fly should knock him out here. I might be in range where the fish kills me. I'm not. Honestly, I kind of wish I was, because now Tinkaton gets a lot of farm here. But, I mean, at least I get the switch advantage that I wanted. So I can come in with my Tinkaton here. And I guess we'll see what their final Pokemon's going to be. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, it could be a lot worse, at least. I know they did buff Earth Power this season, and I know I've seen a lot of people trying out Hippowdon recently, but I don't think it's going to be able to be a good enough counter to Guzzlord that we're going to just, like, lose this matchup, because we still have a lot of energy on our Tinkaton, right? We might be close to Weather Ball range, but I'm not even sure we're quite there yet. And investing in Guzzlord seems like a bad idea, since Guzzlord is going to be in jail against the Tinkaton. as they say. We'll go for the move here. This isn't going to quite knock him out, but it probably puts him into farm down range, and that's for the best, because if I did knock him out, they'd get a big farm down with their own Tinkaton, and I don't really want to let that happen. So now this is like the best case scenario, where we force energy out of them. I think this even has to be an Earth Power to knock us out. If it's only a Weather Ball, we're just going to switch instantly. Yeah, we don't want to give him a farm down on Tink, so then we switch out, and... I guess we kind of wonder, when are they going to bait us here? I'm going to shield the first one, and I guess I shouldn't have. Bulldoze. Okay, no debuff, so not, like, super punished by that play. I'm going to go for a Bulldoze myself, because I'm insane. And we'll see what they want to do. Maybe they think I'm going to Gigaton Hammer. Either way, I have to go for, like, 2 of these attacks, unless I get a debuff. I think after that debuff, potentially a Gigaton could just be enough now. And now I don't think I'm going to shield this attack, because even if it is a Gigaton Hammer, it's going to do less than if it were like a Bulldoze into a debuff into a Gigaton Hammer, and we call the Bulldoze bait, which is pretty nice to see. We'll go for the Gigaton now, right before they can swap out into their Hippo. And I think we should be fine here. The only way we, like, really lose this game is, like, maybe if a catch happens, and I can't, like, farm this down, but I think I can just farm down. So we'll shield this up, and I'm not even sure this is energy for a Gigaton, but, you know, we'll shield anyway, because they're not going to get enough energy to get to that. They swap out, but that just gives me more farm here with my Tinkaton. Yeah, GG's. That was another tricky lead, but Cramorant on Cramorant action, pretty violent stuff we saw there. That is such a weird mirror match to play out. I don't know if the play, like, maybe I should have just gone straight, like, fly, but they did end up shielding the surf bait, so it wasn't a bad play. That is such a weird mirror match. I don't know. I'd have to, like, think about what's the best way to play that out. Maybe it's the way I did it, but I don't think they played it out the best way they could have. I don't know. I don't know, man. This is a weird bird. But it's working out, kind of, for now. Getting the Q times, which is, it's not what you want to see here in the Cramorant meta. But it is pretty cool to see. And, like, Guzzlord, it hasn't really picked up a lot of leads yet today. But it's been, like, good enough at sponging a lot of damage to make it so my backline can still do enough work here. It's a pretty underrated dragon, I think, right now. I saw a lot of Galarian Corsola yesterday, so I was thinking maybe today it'd be a good idea to run a Pokemon that can beat it. But it doesn't seem like I'm seeing too many of those now. Alright, Empoleon lead. I guess this is kind of fine. I'd rather see it here than on my Tinkaton. I bet Cramorant's just remarkably neutral against this. And since we do outpace them to Brutal Swings before they get to Drill Pecks, we can actually win the 1s and 2s if I wanted to go down shields. But I could also just play out the Zero Shield matchup and make it so potentially I can put them into farm down range for my backline. And I feel like that's also not a bad play. I'll let this go. They're at 9 right now, which means that they're 1 more Metal Sound from their next Drill Peck. I have to throw an alignment to get my move off here before they get their next move, so we'll make sure they're not going for a catch, and then we'll go for the Brutal Swing. Likely this gets a no shield here, because they probably want to win the Zero Shield matchup, but if they do shield, that's fine by me. Yeah, they do end up going for the no shield there. And they are at 1 after this Drill Peck. Now, this should knock me out here, but maybe it doesn't somehow if they undercharge. They don't, excuse me, they don't undercharge, so we do get the knockout. I'm going to go for the Fairy Wind down with my Tinkaton here, because I think 4 Fairy Winds will be enough. Even 3 do it. I wish I got 1 extra, but oh my goodness. Don't RPS me, trainer. That is not bad. What the heck is this doing here? I'm going to go, maybe I probably should have gone for the fly, but you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to go for a big undercharge here, just in case they do no shield. Yeah, because that way I get, like, more energy out of this. I probably shouldn't have gone for the bait there. That's stupid. But it's fine, maybe. How fine is it? I don't know. I really don't know. This is going to be such an odd endgame now. I shouldn't have done what I did here. But we did it. We're locked in to our choices now. They are on Ember, actually, which is going to be interesting to deal with, because Ember means they don't have a lot of fast move pressure against us, and it is a non-Shadow Charizard. So, I don't know. Do I even get knocked out here by a Blast Burn? Should I find out? If they go Air Cutter especially, that's big for us. That's a good bait call. Because now I shoot my fish at them, they're forced to throw a second move against us, and their defense gets dropped. Which means now my fast move pressure does quite a bit, and we get the next Surf off here. So I think we're probably in a pretty good spot. But can they Ember us down? That would be kind of risky. I don't know if I want to risk that, so I'm going to switch out here into my Tinkaton. I think I just one turn swapped myself, though. So that was bad. I could have got an extra sneak there. They probably bait us with an Air Cutter. Do they get to a Blast Burn now? They don't. Or if they did have it, they don't throw it. All right, well, you know, that was an odd team. They probably should have led Blastoise, though, to fill out the trinity there. Gigaton should easily knock out. Yeah, okay, there we go. Strange game. I guess it was triple starter with Empoleon in the lead. Crazy teams, though, that we're seeing today. Very crazy stuff. I probably should have just gone straight flying to that Venusaur, but, like, it was also not bad to get the fish to debuff the Charizard. So I'm not even sure. Like, maybe that wasn't a bad play. Because, like, if I fly the Venusaur, I'd have to probably commit to, like, maybe even a farm down against the Charizard. I don't know if I could have done that. It was a non-shadow. Honestly, maybe I played it good. I don't know. Again, this fish is new to me. I do not know everything about it. But we'll see in the next game here if we're going to win a lead. We finally win a lead with the Ninetales, and they're staying in? How bad do you have to be into Guzzlord to stay in here? Because, like, this is a really bad matchup for the Ninetales. They do have potentially Scorching Sands here, or maybe Overheat if they're throwing that. But, I mean, if this is just... Oh, of course, they're actually on Scorching Sands. Great. Okay. We almost messed up there, but luckily I did not throw my energy. So now we have our guy. We have our funny Tinkaton. Man, these camera angles have been so messed up today. It's fine. We don't need to see what's going on in GBL. But we have a lot of energy left over on our guy, on our Guzzlord. We didn't fall for the catch. But honestly, falling for the catch might not have even been that bad for us, just because if I did fall for it, we would have been in a spot where maybe I could farm down with Fairy Winds after this. I know it's in the back. I think we all know it's in the back, right? It's probably Malamar. It's just the classic team, the team everyone uses. It's like the team, I made the team first. I want to say I did make the team first, but then Henry used it, and he used it better than I did. So I might say maybe it's a Henry team. Anyway, we'll Gigaton Hammer here. We'll get the knockout or a shield. And if they bring in the Ninetales, I will not be staying in because... Can I please switch? Why am I giving them so much energy there? I clicked the button, but whatever. It's fine. I will swap back into the Guzzlord and start spamming out damage here. And I think saving our Tinkaton's going to be pretty big for us, because if it is going to be a Malamar in the back line, we should be in a pretty good spot. They always bait us. They're never going to throw the big move again. They've already shown it. And honestly, at this point, we're pretty close to a range where a Weather Ball could just knock us out, so fair enough to them. But they're also pretty weak to Cramorant so far, so like maybe the final Pokemon... Dude, what if it's more Peko? Well, if it is, I'm surprised they let that go. Oh, wait. Okay, it's not what I thought it would be. I don't know if this is, like, good, though, for us. It's not bad, actually, because we have so much energy here. I think we might be fine. I think we get to 3 Brutal Swings. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, this is good. I CMP on back-to-back moves. So we should be good here as long as I don't mess up royally. And they let that go, which I think is a mistake, actually, on their part. I'll bring in my Tinkaton here just to force energy out of them. And then I'm going to bring in my Cramorant, because I do more damage with Pex. And then they also have to Wild Charge to knock out Cramorant, right? They can't just go for an Energy Ball here. And then after they're debuffed, Guzzlord is never going to get knocked out. Yeah, we just let this go. They have to go for the Wild Charge. They might get greedy and go for an Energy Ball here. And if they do that, I don't even get knocked out, as I was saying. And now we just peck down. And we get the win. Interesting team. Not the Malamar I thought it was. Dang it. It wasn't my favorite team from back in the day. But it's fine. We still found a way to win that one, because Guzzlord was still as strong as I thought it would be. It's just a different Pokemon. But Guzzlord was looking pretty good against that team. That's the thing about it. It's a Pokemon people kind of forget about. Although that team really just forgets about dragons in general. Like, I mean, dragons do exist still. But I guess, honestly, the most common dragons aren't that bad for Electrode to see. Like, Kingdra or Altaria, you have Electric-type damage against them. But like a real dragon like Guzzlord here does not care about seeing that thing. Oh, a Mimikyu lead. Interesting. I mean, I have access to Brutal Swing here, which is pretty spammy. And they only have the way to knock us out here if they go for a Play Rough. I'm going to go for the Brutal Swing instantly to break the disguise, potentially get a shield if they want to not get their disguise broken so early on. But no, they do end up letting that go. And if they bait us here and I call that, that's so bad for them. But do I call the bait? Oh, I know they're going to bait us. They're not baiting us. Man, that's a shame. Well, now I'm in trouble. All right, fish guy, it's your time. We broke the Mimikyu disguise, and that's all we were really looking to do this game. We didn't want my Guzzlord to live. Oh man, this is looking kind of bad. Not gonna lie, not looking great. Losing my Guzzlord instantly. But maybe I didn't like him anyway. Okay, Tinkaton is decent here. It's actually not that good of a matchup, though. Just because down shield and down energy, Altaria is just gonna win this. So, that's not ideal. Mimikyu, Altaria. Interesting team. I mean... What moveset are they on? Are they, like... I don't know what's going on in this game. Is it on, like, Dragon Pulse or something? No, they shield that. Did they just misclick? Did they think I was gonna shield? I don't know what's happening. I legitimately have no idea what's happening in this game. I mean, their switch clock's gonna be back up here. If they want to swap out, they can. Why did they shield? Like, dude, I've never been so confused in my life. They must be scared of Cramorant or something. I don't know what's happening. I really, like, I don't know. Surf should just get a knockout or a shield, I guess. Okay. Well, we shield this up. We keep on over-farming because I want to have a lot of energy for the Altaria when it comes back in. What is happening? Dude, what is happening in this game? All right, we'll surf here before they can swap out. I don't know. Is there a chance I win this one, or are they just crazy? Or, like, what's happening? I still wouldn't mind finding out what's happening in this game. I got the fish in the mouth. Big problem being a fly doesn't one-shot here by any means, so I guess we'll see what they have in the back line. Maybe I should have just swapped out and Gigaton hammered. Could have been a good play. Yeah, I don't know about this play. Because if it's like a Diggersby in the back line, that would have been so smart of me to, like, not have done this and to save the energy. I mean, it could be Diggersby, right? We get the knockout with the fish, right? We do. Oh. Wait, I think we might be fine as long as we're outside of Bulldoze range. I think we get to the Gigaton hammer here. Like, the double Gigaton. We'll see, though. I don't think a Bulldoze quite KOs us. It's going to be close. 3, 4, 5. And we don't even have to worry about it. We're just already there. What the heck was this game? Are they not running Flamethrower Altaria? Why would you not run Flamethrower? Why would you shield your Altaria if you're not on Flamethrower? I am so confused. We'll take it, though. How did I win a game where my Guzzlord got one shot? I had no right winning that game. And that's the 5-0 off of that. All right, well, that was funny. That was weird, dude. Honestly, Cramorant actually put in a lot of work today, I'm not gonna lie. Guzzlord didn't win too many leads. Tinkaton did pretty well in the backline, not gonna lie. But it was just a strange set of games there. Oh, that's a pretty good climb for the 5-0, almost back up to Legend. But yeah, I mean, I think once again here, Cramorant is such a funny Pokemon to use. It's so good, but it's also so hard to figure out everything about what it's going to do, like how to make it work properly. I don't know, it's kind of funny. I think it's really good. And like down the line, I can see this Pokemon being a pick that takes a lot of skill to really know how to finesse. And I like that. I like that Pokemon, like that Pokemon Go in general is adding Pokemon like this into the game, especially as frequently as they have been here. We got Mimikyu pretty recently, now we got Cramorant, so excited to see what they have in store for us in the future. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.